Easily one of the more exciting modern baseball cards we've brokered in our entire history. In our opinion, this is the single most important trading card to be produced since Nolan Ryan's rookie in 1968. So you're talking about what is that? 25 years where from 68 to 78 to 88 to 93, that there wasn't another card that really would compete for that blue chip status that really represents the market. This is that card, I think, and it's anyone's debate of has there been a card since this one that could really take the reins as being the most important modern day baseball card. I think that from a brand and blue chip perspective, given what this is, it predates the patch and serial number autograph realms. Given how scarce this is and how important it is, I think this is really the crown. This is the card that I think to own for modern baseball. And nothing against Mike Trout and some of the other phenoms that are coming up, but Derek Jeter is Derek Jeter, and I think that from a brand perspective, this is the modern day trading card from the baseball sector. One of the neat things about the SP foils was that they were printed in much lower quantities than most of the productions from the 80s and 90s, what we call like the dead card era, where the production quantities were just so massive. And here we have a card which was actually printed in much lower quantities. But on top of that, what really makes it special isn't just the production run, but the production style. This all foil look was very, very cutting edge, and it's extremely fragile. What it has is a mirror-like look to it, where any flaws, flecks, scratches, dings, just about anything known to man would cause a flaw on this surface, and those flaws would render the card a lower technical grade. This is one of the reasons why so few PSA 10s really exist. Just over 30 copies in the entire world exist of this card that the whole world has to share for a brand as pervasive as Derek Jeter. This is why prices have soared. The last couple sales have been well north of $150,000, and why, for all intents and purposes, they will probably continue to rise. Only because there aren't enough of them to go around, and as new investors come into the space, it is definitely one of these things where there aren't ever going to be enough to really satisfy demand. And if we're lucky, we might see 2 or 3 of these surface over the course of an entire year. It's a very rare commodity when you factor in the popularity and the demand base. In addition to the foil surfaces and the low production quantity, just this what we call like a full bleed approach without borders. This fragile production, this foil production, which is multi-layered and flakes and has all kinds of issues, it goes all the way to the extreme edge of the card, which means that not only are the surfaces, fragile and subject to flaw, but if anything around the edge were ever to come in contact with anything abrupt, it would cause a chip or a flake. And with how difficult PSA is on grading these, just about anything that resembles a flaw would render the card lower than a 10. This is a fairly recently graded copy. It's easily, one of the best ones we've ever seen. I can't say that I've seen a 10 that's nicer than this one. This really checks all the boxes. It's as nice as we would expect it to be given the grade. And that mirror finish is about as fine as you're ever going to see on the card. It's just a very, very special offering. Coming around the periphery, not a lot to show. I mean, the card's a 10, so we're expecting near perfection, and that's, that is about as close as we're going to see for this issue. They just don't come looking like this very often. The corners are immaculate. The edges are without defect. It's so rare that all these things come together. Even the back has these full bleed regions where they come right to the edges. This back blue corner is so prone to chipping and other issues. This red box where the card number is obviously full bleed all across the top border, all across this edge. This is just one of the most fragile and condition sensitive trading cards ever made, not to mention, maybe the modern day trading card ever made. This is why it's so special. Oh, and by the way, yes, it's his rookie card, and how cool is it? Jeter having rookied over a course of like 3 years, it was neat that his brand was so pervasive that they started making cards of him well before he ever really entered, the major leagues. So this predated him really becoming a player by a couple years. He was a phenom then, and it was in the the Yankees organization, but wasn't really playing for the team yet. And so it's just neat. It just checks every box imaginable. It's fully deserved to be as valuable as it is. It's a very, very important investment piece, and we're absolutely delighted to have it here in such high grade. And those investors looking to position themselves, this is a rare opportunity. They just don't come up that often. So delighted to have it, and we wish the investors the best of luck with the bidding.